Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning in today. It's February 23rd, 2026, and in this video, we're taking a deep and detailed look at Cardano and its native token ADIA as it navigates what can only be described as a high-stakes and emotionally charged market environment. Right now, ADIA is trading in the 26 to 27 range after experiencing a downward correction of roughly 4% to 6% over the past 24 hours. On the surface, it may look like just another red day in crypto, but beneath that price action, there is a significant tug-of-war unfolding. Retail investors, often referred to as weak hands, appear to be exiting positions due to broader macroeconomic uncertainty, including ongoing concerns surrounding potential U.S. tariff policies and global risk sentiment. At the same time, the content in this video is for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice. Cryptocurrency investments, including Cardano ADA, are highly volatile and involve substantial risk, including the potential loss of your entire investment. Past performance or technical analysis does not guarantee future results. Always conduct your own research, consult with a licensed financial advisor, and make investment decisions based on your personal risk tolerance and financial situation. The creator of this content is not responsible for any gains, losses, or decisions made based on the information provided here. Larger institutional participants, what many call smart money, seem to be quietly accumulating positions while volatility shakes out emotional traders. When we shift our focus to the charts, ADA is currently testing a critical make-or-break support zone that could define the short-term trajectory. The immediate support floor sits at 25, and this level is psychologically and technically important. A confirmed daily close below 25 cents could open the door for a move toward the next major swing low around 22. On the upside, ADA needs to reclaim the 2073 pivot level and then decisively break above 29 cents to flip short-term momentum back in favor of the bulls. Until that happens, price structure remains cautious. From a trend perspective, ADA is trading below both the 50-period and 200-period exponential moving averages on the daily time frame, which typically signals a strong sell bias as long as price remains under those dynamic resistance levels. However, the relative strength index is hovering near 30, placing ADA close to oversold territory. Historically, when RSI approaches the low 30s or dips into the 20s, it can indicate that selling pressure is becoming exhausted, though it does not guarantee an immediate reversal. Another critical on-chain metric worth discussing is the MVRV ratio, which has dropped sharply. This suggests that a large percentage of holders are currently at a loss relative to their entry price. In previous market cycles, deeply negative MVRV readings have often coincided with longer-term bottoming formations, as capitulation tends to flush out weaker participants before accumulation phases begin. Despite the current wave of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt around the short-term price decline, the broader ecosystem narrative for Cardano is heavily focused on developments expected in March 2026. One of the most anticipated milestones is the Midnight Sidechain, a privacy-focused partner chain designed to enhance data protection and selective disclosure features within the ecosystem, with a targeted launch in late March. In parallel, discussions are intensifying around the upcoming March hard fork and the Ouroboros Leios upgrade, which is engineered to significantly improve throughput and scalability by optimizing the block production and validation process. If successfully implemented, these upgrades could materially enhance network efficiency and strengthen Cardano's competitive positioning among smart contract platforms. Institutional interest is another key theme shaping sentiment. Grayscale Investments has reportedly increased Cardano's weighting in its smart contract fund to over 20%, signaling that at least some large asset managers are maintaining or expanding exposure despite near-term volatility. This kind of allocation adjustment is often interpreted by market observers as a longer-term conviction play rather than a short-term trade. Today's broader market context also matters. This is not an isolated ADA event. The entire crypto market has entered a temporary risk-off phase. Bitcoin has been struggling to hold the $64,000 level, and when Bitcoin experiences instability, high beta altcoins like ADA often move in close correlation. Macro sentiment, liquidity conditions, and equity market performance continue to influence digital assets across the board. Looking ahead, several structural developments could shape Cardano's longer-term outlook. Progress on native USDC integration is reportedly accelerating, which could enhance stablecoin liquidity and DeFi activity within the ecosystem. There is also growing market speculation regarding the possibility of a spot Cardano ETF filing in the first half of 2026, with Grayscale frequently mentioned in discussions as a potential participant in that process, although no approvals are guaranteed and regulatory outcomes remain uncertain. Additionally, new partnerships involving tokenized real-world assets built on Cardano are contributing to a more robust fundamental base compared to prior market cycles, potentially providing stronger utility-driven demand. For traders evaluating short-term setups, the roadmap is relatively clear from a technical standpoint. A daily close below 25 cents increases the probability of a move toward 22 cents, while momentum indicators currently favor caution. For bullish participants, monitoring RSI behavior becomes critical. If RSI dips further into the 20s while price holds above 25 cents, some market analysts would interpret that as a high-risk but potentially high-reward accumulation zone, with a confirmed reclaim of 29 cents acting as an early signal of trend reversal. From a long-term investment perspective, upcoming ecosystem milestones such as the midnight launch and scaling upgrades are central narrative drivers. Some independent analysts have projected that if these milestones are delivered successfully and if broader market conditions stabilize, ADA could potentially revisit the $1 level by late 2026. However, such projections remain speculative and dependent on execution, adoption, and macroeconomic stability. As always, this discussion is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Cryptocurrency markets are highly volatile and involve substantial risk, and every investor should conduct independent research and carefully assess their own risk tolerance before making decisions. If you found this in-depth breakdown valuable, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future updates as we continue tracking Cardano and the broader crypto market.